Alright, so today I want to share with you my top 5 list of algae eaters for your aquarium, and stick around because number 5 might surprise you a little bit. So yes guys, I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to start off with number 1, and that is going to be the Otocinclus catfish. You would have probably heard of this fish many times before because a lot of aquascapers use this fish, but also just people who, you know, keep a normal tank, because they are great algae eaters. Like, I swear this is one of the best algae eating fish for like smaller tanks. Because the nice thing about these is they have like a sucker mouth, you know, that it can suck. But you know, it's like they stay so small. They max get like 4 centimeters, 5 centimeters, which is about 2 inches at max. Well, 2-3 inches at max, I would say. But you know, with that size, they're still really good at eating algae, like any type of diatom algae, some green spotted algae and stuff like that. They won't really eat like the hair algae and stuff, like things like that. But you know, you can't have everything from one fish. But anyway, they are really are a really good choice for smaller tanks as well, especially since they really don't get that big. Because you know, most like pleco types or like sucker mouth fish are like, you know, big plecos that get massive and are classed as algae eaters. But you know, a big pleco like this poops more than they eat algae, so in the end they're not really a good algae eater at all. But with these Otocinclus, you know, I've had them a couple of times. Well, I actually had them for years, or I've kept them for years. You know, I've had different batches and stuff, but I sell them here in the shop as well, and they are really popular. That's why you don't see them around too much, because they are really popular, and they also get wild caught. Usually because they're quite difficult to breed in captivity. But you know, nevertheless, a really cool fish and a great algae eater. Right, so moving on with number 2, which is actually a shrimp, and that's the Amano shrimp. Probably also heard of that before. You know, the Amano shrimp is a shrimp that gets a little bit larger. You know, it's not your tiny shrimp like your Caridina and things. They get a bit larger. And I would say max, you know, about 5 centimeters, 5-6 centimeters, which is again 3 inches, something like that. I haven't really seen them bigger than that, I must say. And you know, they are a great algae eater as well. I would say these are also pretty good with like your stringy algae, so any like hair algae and things like that, or if you've got like the fluffy stringy stuff, they'll eat that also a little bit, which is great. But you know, these, you know, you don't want to keep with too large fish, because if you have like a way larger fish, then yeah, it might eat the shrimp, because they are, you know, they're not massive. They are a bigger type of shrimp, but they're not massive. So make sure you keep them with, you know, smaller fish. Any kind of community fish in your tropical fish section should be fine. But you know, don't go keep them with Malawi cichlids or with discus and angelfish. It can be done, but then you want the larger ones, you know, and you don't want tiny ones. So make sure of that, you know. But overall, a really good algae eater and a good choice for your tank. Right, number 3 is going to be the rainbow shark. And so these, well, they actually have a few different names sometimes, but it's basically this fish, this black fish with like a red tail. You can also have the albino variant, which is white with like red fins and red eyes, of course, because it's albino. But those are actually really great. You might not expect it, but they are actually really good at eating different types of hair algae and things like that, because they actually have a little sucker mouth, which you wouldn't say, you know, when you look at the fish, but they do. I've had one in my big Jewel Rio 450 tank, and it's getting massive. They get quite big, so they get about 10 to 15 centimeters, which is what, like about 5, 6, 7 inches. I really don't know how much is an inch. I don't know, but quite large. Not too large, so you want a bigger tank, so you can't have these in smaller tanks, but in a bigger tank they're fine. But yeah, they do actually eat algae, and they do it really great. Like, I've seen on multiple evenings just sitting, and I've seen him go by and, like, you know, just eat a bit of the algae on the glass or on the wood or on the plants or anything like that. And they're great for that. So definitely consider getting one of those maybe, you know, for your algae eating needs. You know, most of these fish they'll eat a big portion of the algae, but maybe not everything, so you also still have to do manual maintenance. That's just part of it, but algae eaters do help for sure. All right, number 4 then is going to be the Nerite snail. So this is not a fish, not a shrimp, but it's a snail. And you'd think maybe, you know, oh, snails, I don't want snails because they're going to be a pest and, you know, I'm going to have too many. But don't worry, these nearite snails don't breed in fresh water. They can only breed in like brackish or salt water, I believe, or like they'll breed, so they'll lay eggs. They'll lay these white eggs, which can be quite annoying, I must say. But they'll lay these white eggs, and they won't hatch in fresh water. They need like, I think, brackish water to hatch. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below. While you're down there, also leave a like, for this video, and subscribe if you're new. But yeah, I recently got some of these in, and they are really great at eating algae, like different algae that are like on the glass mainly. So like your green dust algae and your diatoms and things like that. So not so much the stringy stuff, but also on plants they do a good job of cleaning the plants free of algae. So a really great choice. It's really funny to see them move actually. They have these little teeth, kind of, which you can then see like going in and out, and it's pretty cool. I'll probably get some B-roll of that. But a really good choice. But again, it's better for like smaller tanks, not too big tanks. Well, you can do them in big tanks, but not with too big fish, because you don't want any fish that eat them. They get quite big, so I would say about 3-4 centimeters, so about 2-3 inches, something like that. So they'll be alright with most fish. Anyway, then we'll move on to number 5, and this is the one you're not going to expect, because everybody thinks this is not an algae eater. But number 5 is actually mollies. Just your standard mollies. Your standard mollies will eat tons of algae, and even like the hair algae and like any type of algae really, they will eat. So yeah, people don't expect it because they think, oh, mollies is just a live berry, you just keep on the side, it's quite fun. But actually they eat algae really well. And if you haven't seen it happen before, have a little closer look. If you've got mollies, what you'll see is at a plant, they'll go like pecking at a plant, like peck, peck, peck. And that way they're eating the algae of the plant. So they are a really good algae eater and really underrated in my opinion. Also because of the fact that people just don't know that they are algae eaters, I guess. But they definitely are, and I've seen it in action myself. So if you have any troubles with, types of hair algae and like green spot algae, put some mollies in, they'll do the job. And the nice thing about mollies is you can put them in and then also take them out quite easily. Whereas with all these other options that I gave you, like if you put them in, they're in for good until you break the tank down. But mollies you can net out at any time because they'll just come straight up to the front glass and want you to feed them, of course, so then you can net them out if you wanted to. So yeah, I see a molly as a nice temporary solution for most algae eating needs. But, they are really good. But anyway, guys, all in all, I've given you 5 different fish and snails and shrimp. Actually, it's a mix. I don't know what to call it, really. But 5 different algae eaters that will eat your algae in your aquarium. And, these all do a great job of eating algae. Some are better than others, but equally they are quite all right. And actually, using combinations of these is even the best. For example, most aquascapers will use Otocinclus paired with mono shrimp in their tanks, because then they have both bases covered. So yeah, you can mix and match these fish as you like, and yeah, you can just give it a try. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree with this list or if you would add a different fish. But yeah, this is going to be my top 5 list. Anyway, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe, of course. Also check out our channel sponsor, King's Aquariums in Antwerp. Their links are all down below. While you're down there, you can also become a member if you want. A member of the channel means you get perks and exclusive content and behind the scenes looks. And you also help support me with a small monthly fee. Also, you can join our Discord server, which the link is also down below. We have a big group of fish enthusiasts, and if you got any questions or anything, pop over in there and put them there, and somebody will answer you. Anyway, guys, so that's going to be it. Watch this video next where you can see the top 5 nanofish, the top 5 nanofish that I think are great for nano tanks, which you can actually see some behind me. Go watch that video next if you've got a smaller tank or are planning to do a smaller tank. Watch that next. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time.